Greetings YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about some more salvage I found. What I'm about to show you I found within a 7-day period. So we have that large fan blade. I'm thinking of taking the blades off and using 2 of them maybe for shin armor for my post-apocalyptic warrior cosplay. I think I can pull that off if I bend the edges, kind of give it a 3-faced thing, and I have some leg armor, so it's for softball. Put that on there, and then might give it some nice armor look. I'll spray paint the armor, the plastic stuff black, so we kind of bend in the black background, and then you'll see this in the front with that nice patina on it. These 4 pieces of railing, and I don't want the scroll work. If I can get a good piece of it, I may keep it around for functioning as a guide for making things. But what I really want is this flat stock. So I'm going to cut all of the square stock off. Obviously, some of it is going to get tossed because it's in horrible condition, but some of it is nice and solid, and that will be preserved. I will find a use for that in the future. But the flat stock is really what I'm after, as well as the larger pieces of square stock tubing at the end. Those are going to be very useful to me. Getting flat stock this wide and this thick is not cheap, and this is free. I also got this, which is a spreader bar, the kind of thing you use in a truck to like hold a load in place. So you put the load in, you put that in there, and then you spread it apart and you ratchet in place, and that will hold things and keep them from moving back and forth inside your vehicle. I don't have a truck. What I do have is sometimes I work alone. Actually, I always work alone in my shop. Today my wife helped me move something, and that's a rarity. Most of the time I'm down here alone, so I thought maybe this guy can use as a third hand to help hold something in place. And it was free and it works. So there you go. But the best score was this. This is a whole bucket, literally this bucket, full of fasteners, as well as a couple of 4 pieces of small screening. Cambridge Soundworks. So these are speaker grills, but they're still grills that I can use for something. This really big bolt. Now, obviously, they're rusty, really rusty. So what am I going to do with them? Well, that's why I have Evapo Rust, stuff that I love. So I already have some in here, and I'm going to put some of those in here, fill it up to cover them, set it aside. When I come back down here in the shop next time, they'll be rust free. Take them out, dry them off, put them back in a bucket for right now until I get all of them done, and then I'll sort them out and figure out where they go. Yeah, that's a lot of fasteners. I mean, this is literally hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of fasteners. These nuts and bolts of this size are just not cheap. They aren't. Carriage bolt. Ooh, I love carriage bolts. Look at that. That's a beautiful bolt. So yeah, I'm going to be salvaging all of this. It's just going to take me a while to get it done. So again, a little bit of work, but I'm going to save so much money on fasteners for future projects. I am just really thrilled. And like I said, this stuff was all found just by driving down the road. Didn't even find it on Craigslist. I just spotted the bolts, the fan, and the spreader bar were all in one location. Guy had a whole bunch of stuff I didn't need. He actually came out and chat with me a minute. He asked me some questions about salvage, and I said, yeah, you're right, but it's not really probably worth your time, because he wanted to salvage like gold from transistors and stuff. Yeah, there's gold in some of that stuff, but you need hundreds of thousands of them, to make it worth your while. Not to mention that processing it would produce poisonous chemicals that would probably kill you. Yeah, so like just all kinds of stuff he was getting rid of, and these are the ones I picked up. So I'm going to throw some in there so that I can get those sorted, and then I'm going to put the rest of them elsewhere because I don't need them. I have no reason to put them back in the bucket right now. I'll leave them on the tray until I get them rust free. And I may see if I can knock down a couple of these this morning. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. I finished a project this morning. So yeah, so that'll be my next project when I come down here, is knock this stuff down into pieces so I can figure out how much I can use and how much is going to get recycled. Because it's steel. Steel recycles really well. I'll cut it down to small enough pieces so it won't be a problem, and just recycle it in the recycling bin. All right, so like I said, keep your eyes open. Literally, that's all I did, was just see something by the side of the road and stop and pick it up. Every time I drive home in the morning, I take a different route. And I do that intentionally, and that's how I found this. I just drive down the road, and I found these on the way home from the grocery store. They were just lying by the side of the road on the sidewalk. Like, whoop, well, I'm taking that. So there you go. Okay, so I hope you guys have found this interesting. I know I had a lot of fun finding it, and now I got to go about derusting a whole lot of bolts.